Good morning, and it is the 14th day of April 2019. My name is Derek. Today's date comes in that of Sunday, 14th of April 2019. All bets, trades, and of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. I had a comment earlier yesterday about high volatility amongst ticker symbol COVA, which would be found on the Huobi exchange. I'm not trading this. A low in here recently in around 28 exchange Satoshi, making a move up to about 6,300. Now that's not really the major impressive part of volatility, although it still is better than a 2x move. Rather, the fact that when we can take a look at each candle, there's volatility in every single one. Before you have major green candles up, like two of them on the follow through here, then two big red downs, decent sized green up, but all of the last 4 days, including today, have had decent size lines up. So as far as today's volatility is concerned, we got a high of 52.13, a low near 4,400, a differential of a little over 800 points. That's a little over 20%, or a little under 20%, but around that. And and it's going to slow down, or it could increase into big moves short term as well. But the volatility has stayed around, so we could continue to get to 15, 20, 25% days moving forward. I like to look at this. Do I see anything on the hourly time frame as far as just even range back and forth moves? And among it, maybe we can find some resistance in around the 5,000. So if I were just to play around, just to say buy here and sell there and play it back and forth, I'd be doing so for about a 10% move. Not maybe back then in the day, and but not really. And back in the day would have been like 2017. Also, not really because volatility was much higher when I was looking to do things like, okay, let's buy here, sell some up here, buy it back in here. Just try to understand where the short term range is, and then sell at the peaks and buy at the dips below. Another request was a BitTorrent, ticker symbol BTT. And it's been in a downtrend since it started. And I have some of these, and it's on my Bittrex account. I might even have some on Binance. I haven't checked it, and while I'm here, might as well check T Fuel, which I do know I have on Binance, which was free coins from Theta. But I have so few on them. I just took a look at it a little while ago and seen, oh, I mean, wow, I got like nothing. And I don't have many Bitcoin on my exchanges anyway, because I only hold really what I need, and I don't even have any more on Binance because I don't need them on there anymore. And how's this code doing? Well, it's in a downtrend. I mean, it's 14 Satoshi now. Maybe this thing has the possibilities to play like a doji, maybe a bit better. On the 4 hour term time frame, it is acting a lot like it as far as probably its volume and its just one Satoshi moves that are so noticeable over it. I mean, it's not that volatile lately. You can see 13 Satoshi here, 17 here, so that 4 point differential. It's still like, I guess, uh, decent percentage. That's like, what, 20% still that way, 30%? And that's in a few day period, but it's quite a few days. This is April the 2nd, so no, not that volatile even at that percent from April 2nd through April 14th, 12 days. But maybe this has potential for spectacular moves. It's pretty much on its way to nothing, or it's a pretty cheap buy even if it goes down to 5, because it most likely would go way back up over 26.40, and well, who knows about past 40, but that's enough on BTT. I'm not playing it at all. I have maybe a fraction of a penny's worth. Well, maybe fractions of a dollar's worth of the BTT. I'm sure it might be. I haven't checked, and I'm not even logged on right now on Bittrex, but it's a low amount of Satoshi. All right, LITECOIN up for the day, 3.8%, but not really. It's just hanging in there within this range, and for me, I've already bought on this last move down around the 1,000 handle Satoshi. So I'll be looking to sell near 1,400 or buy if it comes back down. I can't remember, but I'm thinking my buy order will probably be somewhere around like 700 change right now, right around this previous level of resistance. So it's just a waiting game. Meanwhile, Bitcoin BTC prices against the dollar continue to hold in there very nicely, as there was no resistance found at that point. It still has a long, long ways to go for this to have a failed move based on its spectacular gain higher. On the daily, it's hitting up within this 18 average of highs. Still has yet to touch this previous level of key Fibonacci number of 4842 since its liftoff support. Its last one on the 4th of April. So it's been 10 days. I guess you can call that right now successful support amongst that area. What we're going to do is I'm going to switch this over and just play around with some short-term Fibonacci just for fun. We're going to look at the short-term and long-term. And I guess we'll do Bitfinex to do short-term. I haven't shown that chart in a while, and it's not too far much of it's not much of a difference now with the Coinbase and the Bitstamp ones. It's a bit off now. It was actually pretty even before. This would be the Bitfinex one at 51.13. And the differential is like less than 1%. But if we look at here, the level of resistance we had here, well, the high was almost basically 42. On this one, the high was basically 43, and even here it was up to 43.79. Okay, but I want to use, because of the more accurate numbers, Bitstamp. And I only want to focus on the move since the break out lows. So 4 hour probably might need to be shorter. And we're looking at the break off lows at okay, now I have to decide, do I want to take these lows or these lows? And I think I'm going to take this one here, but let's look at it better on the single hour term. Okay, let's start the Fibonacci bottom at 46.71. As far as the high is concerned, I got 53.21 as the highest I've seen. 53.45 is the new highest. So I'll use 5345. And we can see that the numbers are 5,077 as a key one, as well as 49.18. So we'll start with the first line, 50.77, we'll set it at. And we'll put the second number barely above 49. What was the exact number again? 18 on top. All right, there we have it. So let's scroll this, and well, hey, these numbers just happen to work more times than not. Perfect hit here, pretty much on support. I guess that's a Pierce Extra. It's close between Pierce Extra. It's too much of a line. It then supports lifts off from this level in here, and when we didn't find support here, what did it do? Did it have a fast move to the next level? No. No, it resisted it for quite some time. Sort of like how Bitcoin supported the current one, but it did, of course, resist this level, had breakdown resistance instead of breakout support. And it comes right down to the 49.18 number. And we can see it coming up here, consolidating right at that point as resistance. Now trying to get above it, support it, resisting it, supporting it. It's just having its congestion right now within this key point. As far as its next point level going higher, 76.4 should most certainly be the short-term number going higher. That would come in at 5,178, which coincides with this level of support. And it is quite normal for me to like calculate Fibonacci like that and just see that they hit like this at these levels so magnificently. And a lot of people say that these Fibonacci levels and ratios and everything always work out. You could be building a cabinet, and you won't even realize how much you're going to, that the Fibonacci ratios and levels and stuff that you do are actually affected within just things like that, let alone this, which really is the same sort of deal because how many people that trade the markets understand you take the high, you divide it by the low to the root or the exponent of the Fibonacci numbers, 0.618 and so on and so forth, and then you multiply the low. Uh, not even close to 1%, I don't think, well under that number. Let's move on next to ETN Electronium. And this is what we see on Cryptopia. January 14th, a security breach. And of course, everything is offline. February the 14th, the police, the new crimes unit, allow them back in the building. And then over a month goes by. And one by one, or 7 by 7, 10 by 10, or whatever, they're allowing these markets back on. So you are able to buy and sell this coin, and well, it went straight down. I probably would have sold mine out on the early stages here around lower than 150. Now we have a high of 103 and a low of 101. But if you wanted to buy at this, the only way you can do it is if you have Bitcoin on there, and all the wallets are offline. Hence the reason why you technically can't even enter into positions because you can't deposit, which is the opposite of what people are wanting right now, including myself, which is the withdrawal feature, as everyone's funds have basically have been hijacked and taken away from them, hopefully temporarily. For what now has been a considerable amount of time, as well, today's the 14th, so it is the 3 month anniversary of the security breach. And looking at the markets on coinmarketcap.com, you're not going to find Cryptopia on here, at least not yet. What you will find is that CryptoMate, and I got this sorted by Bitcoin and the highest price. So 121 Satoshi is the price on like CryptoMate, HitBTC, and on the very bottom, we can see 106, 108 as its lowest level. Okay, well, what's the lowest Bitcoin price? Okay, we got Trade Ogre at 108. Let's take a look at the differential on the two exchanges. This is Trade Orgy, or Ogre. Interesting name if you want to call it that. But throwing that part aside, we can see that we can sell at 108, we can buy at 110. You can buy 0.05 at 111, 0.07 at 112, and you can buy 0.03 at 113 right now. Of course, you have to have an account, and you have to have the Bitcoin, and you may have to have the Know Your Customer stuff. I'm not sure on that one. I've never even heard of these guys until just this morning. On HitBTC, I know you need to give your identification now because I was just browsing around there a few months ago. I traded there in the past. I'm not trading there now. And this is the Electronium to BTC exchange. And although in decimal Satoshi, or extra decimal Satoshi, I can sell this down at 120 and 119. At least I can get 17,000 of them down here. I suppose if I was arbitraging, I would probably sell 17,000 here and then buy like 18,000 on the other exchange and then try to put sell orders in at around 12 number, the 120, and see if anyone would take it. Because it's a differential of like a few percent, so you could make a small gain on that. And let's finish off by XBY. 290 from its last Satoshi price. I just usually look at this 2-3 times a day, see if anything happens. And doesn't look like anything is happening because 24-hour high 209, 24-hour low 207. Not trading. Two trades in the last 24 hours, and only for 0.03 Bitcoin. Very, very small. Still basically waiting on Quintopia because they have a major monopoly, at least on January the 14th, of basically all of the coins being traded. So a lot of the supply of XBY are hijacked. Yes, some people can put it in from their hardware wallets, but only so many will. And then some who have bought and are able to sell now, but they'd have to buy it on here first. Sell orders, we can see 208 to 229, 230, 233. The buy orders 195 working its way down. I've been able to accumulate. I got more on here now than I've ever had. And I've done very, very well, of course, because within this market, let's get some charts action up. Let's work it on the 6 hour. Even the 12 hour can work. The higher area here, my average sell is up in here because I've been able to sell at the 4, 3, and even sometimes in the 200s in here. But buying at like 200 and lower has been very easy so far. Sometimes you have to wait a bit because you sell in here a long time. Okay, so be it. And a long time is what? Uh, like 2 weeks? Okay. Anyway, that'll conclude today's video. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye bye.